Hey everybody, we're back.
Hi guys. Thanks for tuning in. Oh my God. I feel like at this point, like there's probably a good subset of people who are like listeners, you know? Like we have like proper listeners.
Yeah, no, we do. And you guys are awesome. We really are having the best time and we love doing this. And we love doing this with you. So thank you.
Yeah. And if you're listening right now when like we're still early in it and there's no guest on, you are especially important to us and probably also like important to us because you're good friends. But like, no, we do have a lot of high hopes for this and a lot of plans for it and a lot of exciting things we need to work on. But the fact that there's people who are like listening to the episodes of just us gabbing is really nice.
It is. It is. Someone in my life who just had her third child messaged me and was like, this is my friend Kelsey, was like, it feels like I'm just sitting on the couch catching up with you guys. And I was like, that is the point.
Wow.
That's it. That's like what that is what we're aiming for loosely.
All media productions have some sort of couch analogous that they subscribe by. Survivors being, you just got to get up off the couch to go play. Ours being you want to just come sit on the couch.
Come sit on the couch.
Us.
That was nice. That was nice, honey.
Thanks.
We
have a lot of fun. I feel like this episode is going to be like very just pop culture talk. And it starts with a trip that we took to San Diego a couple weeks ago at this point, to of course go to the watch.
What is the pop culture talk that we're about to talk about?
You already know.
How are we?
Let me drive the boat.
Okay.
Let me drive the boat, please.
I know, but I want to be transparent. I don't know how we're getting from San Diego to pop culture.
Yeah, so you'll see it, and you're gonna have a big fat. Oh, mark my words, everyone.
Okay.
So we went to San Diego,
like when we were walking to CVS earlier, and I knew the way to get there, and you did it.
And I was like certain that I had the path down. This, I was gonna make a comment that like this specific thing has happened with Julia before too. Like I'm good directionally, but sometimes like
Julia's his roommate, by the way.
Julia, my roommate, and I had like this exact same issue where I was like, no, I know that this juice place is on the corner of this street, and she's like, no, it's like literally one street over, and I like died on the hill. I was massacred on the hill, and then of course it was one street over, and I went through the same thing with you. So I need to start believing women is the truth. I need to. But no, so we went to this trip to San Diego to go, of course, to Angelina from Survivor 50's watch party, which was excellent. And
Top
on the way home, we decided to watch together on the plane.
Oh yeah.
There it is.
Oh yeah. There we go.
We decided to watch The Social Network, which is my favorite movie.
Is it number one?
It's number one because it is the most consistent answer I've given to that question. I love it. And as we're watching it, we get to the scene where young Dakota Johnson is playing.
This is also important. This is Dakota Johnson, who has just had a one-night stand with
Justin Timberlake, aka Sean Parker of Napster.
That's right. And she is playing just like random Berkeley student?
Stanford student.
Random Stanford student on her way to French class?
Maybe. Yeah, she starts speaking French. No, she's a French major.
Yeah.
Don't know if the class is French. Maybe.
Yeah. She plays trombone also as like part of the gag. It's great.
Why are you literally doing his bit where she's like, you don't remember anything about me, and
we're doing the full bit.
You're a French major and you do this and da.
Anyways, okay.
So, and he goes on her laptop, as men do while women are in the shower, and he sees that she has the Facebook pulled up, and obviously the Social Network is about Facebook and the creation of Facebook and the like insurgence of Facebook on pop culture. And as we're watching
By the way, just to give everybody the full visual here, we're doing the thing that people do on the plane where I have my headphones plugged into my screen. He has his headphones plugged into his screen. And both of us are like hitting play at the same time.
We're literally going 1, 2, 3, press.
Also, at this point, I'm no longer allowed to press the button. It is 1, 2, 3, press. And then Teeny is doing both to make sure that they're right.
But we're watching this scene, and Stephanie kind of like cavalierly looks over and is like, oh yeah, I was also like a freshman in college when this happened. And I'm like, wait a minute.
I was a pre-fresh. It was before I was a freshman.
But then we had looked up because with Facebook, like when Mark Zuckerberg created it, it was initially like a website for Harvard students. And then before it became a global phenomenon, it was specifically targeted at colleges. And so they would put it on different campuses. And so you went to Emory, and we looked up when it hit Emory. Yeah. And it was 2004.
Yeah.
Which was like the spring that you were graduating high school.
So it was the spring before I went to college. So I think I famously only applied to one college because college application processes stressed me out. So I only applied early to Emory. I got in at the end of December, I believe, 2003. And that was like it. I was like locked in. I was done. And you get your .edu kind of early. And that was how they gatekept back in the day for Facebook, was you needed to have a .edu email address.
So what, you weren't like either like a creepy old person or like a child?
No, it was like literally. So because they were like, we're starting with college kids and we start with certain campuses, they would ungate or like allow everybody who had an at emory.edu or at duke.edu or at Rutgers, whatever it was. And so Emory was super first wave. Like it was one of the earliest ones to get access to the Facebook. So I had Facebook as soon as I got my at emory.edu.
Oh my God.
Like to the point where like Longstreet Dorm had a message board, I think, or like a Facebook group or something. So I could see everybody who was going to be in my dorm. I could see everybody who was going to be in my class.
Right.
We had like groups. People were running them. I'm like also having flashbacks right now talking about it.
Well, can I ask, like, how was the information of even going on Facebook, like, how was that distilled to you? Was it worldwide, the knowledge that this was happening on campuses? And so when it hit Emory, you were aware, and how was that information being spread? Like through other social media?
No, I think it was literally like we got our email addresses and then someone would be like, well, have you gotten on the Facebook yet? So it would be like verbal, like literal word of mouth that someone would tell you about, like, oh, since your school is like, I think your school is eligible for the Facebook. And people were talking about it. It was like end of my senior year of high school. Oh, we have a delivery. That's exciting.
So, okay. Can you walk me through what the difference of using Facebook was versus, I'm assuming you were on obviously LiveJournal and MySpace.
Not obviously LiveJournal.
Obvious to me because I've read her LiveJournal.
We found my LiveJournal and Teeny has read it. And by we, I mean one of my friends from high school found it for me. It was it was a major coup that she was able to dig it up. So sorry, what was the like onboarding process to it?
What was the difference in usage as a young person? Like what did Facebook do so differently that made it such a big success versus like something like MySpace or like whatever you were using to communicate with your friends at that point?
So I think, the social network hits the nail on the head, where part of what was so like cool about it was like literally, this is the school I'm going to be going to, right? So like, can you imagine being like almost a freshman in wherever you're going to go next. And now all of a sudden you've got access to everybody who is going to go to your school. So you're like creeping on them. You're like, am I going to be friends with these people or not? You're looking at them. You're looking at like the one photo they put up, plus a little bit of information about them, like where they went to high school, where they're from, etc. Like it's addictive, right? To get access to the people who are in your broader network and be like, let me stalk, like, let me see what they're up to.
Well, the thing is, I can imagine that because I had that.
From jump.
Yeah, like I never had to go. I couldn't really imagine the opposite, which is not having that, which I guess is the interesting thing here is that like you were there for the creation of this, which is that prior to it, the only thing you could imagine is like actually showing up completely anonymous. And so then you had to, it was sprung upon you that this was even possible. Whereas for me, there was no world where I knew anything other than, well, yeah, I'm going to go in the Facebook group and that's how I'm going to find my roommate. Like, that's how I'm going to find my group of friends. That's how I'm going to market myself. That was like completely natural.
There was no concept of marketing oneself.
Okay, talk more about that.
I mean, like,
as it differs from what we do now on social media.
I suppose for sure there was like no place where you were going to get a like curated visual sort of manifestation of what I want you to know about me.
So what were you posting then?
On my Facebook?
Yeah.
I mean, like, I was there when they like let you have a photo that wasn't just your profile photo. Because for originally it was just like my profile photo. And all you did was like add friends, basically. So you would like try to make connections to people.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think there were like groups at the time. So you could like see what people were writing about in the groups. And then the next like big innovation at some point, I think, was the wall, was having a Facebook wall.
Okay. Which is where you post like a status, like you post.
It's where you post a status. It's where you write what you're up to. Okay. It's where your friends could write on your wall. Mm-hmm. No, like low-key.
Were you using it as like, were you dishing shit on there? Like, were you like talking shit or?
Not really.
Were
but
people?
Like, oh, for sure. It was like one of those things where you would like make an inside joke to one of your friends, or like you would get done with a big night out and then you would go on your friend's wall and you would be like, you know, last night was crazy. Right. Last night was a movie, right? Like you would do some version of that. I think there was also a setting where you could like say what you were listening to, like a song you were listening to.
Relationship status, I'm sure, was big.
Relationship status was the big one, because you'd be like, okay, like, you know, new guy coming to campus. Is he cute? And then does he have a girlfriend? Right? Like those are the things you're like, let me check those things off the list.
Is that what you and your sorority sisters were like sitting around and doing?
So I didn't rush till second semester freshman year. I feel like by the time like that was really big, by the time that like I was in a sorority, like we had a lot more features on ye old Facebook. But like you could post a photo album and you would finish a night out. You'd get home with your digital camera.
Wait, because this is all on your computer. There's no smartphone at this point?
This is all
in 2004, 2005.
Yeah, I don't think that there's an iPhone at this point.
So you're using Facebook on a laptop. That's also
You're using Facebook on a laptop, and then you're going out with your BlackBerry at night.
Oh my God, guys.
Yeah. In case I have to send an email from the club, I have a full fucking QWERTY ass keyboard. I have all 26 letters.
What do you mean send an email?
What do you mean?
It's a BlackBerry. It's a cell phone. You can text.
Yeah, but like totally. But you know what that looked like, right?
Yeah, you have to hit 6 to get whatever.
Like yeah, exactly. But like the gag of a BlackBerry is like it has a full physical keyboard. Like you could write whole novels on that thing. It was crazy. So okay. Yeah.
What you're describing about Facebook is honestly kind of parallel to what my early experiences were with Facebook as well, which is
really?
Well, I wasn't allowed on Facebook because I was in my recollection is that I was in like 5th grade when Facebook had sort of hit like extreme popularity, and people who I was in school with were making Facebooks, and I was not allowed to have one. But I remember they had someone specifically come to my elementary school and give an assembly about like the dangers of Facebook. And like it was like
we knew none of that.
Yeah, no, like well, we didn't listen to it.
Did none of that.
But there was somebody.
We were like out here inventing the dangers of Facebook.
Right. I remember them asking every single kid in the auditorium to raise their hand about like, I think this was like more so to demonstrate like how easy it is for strangers to find you on the internet.
Okay.
But it was like they asked every single kid in the audience, like, raise your hand if you have more than 100 Facebook friends. And then like went up incrementally. So it's like 200, 300, 400, 500. And then like the most popular bitches are like 900. It's like it kind of had the opposite effect because instead of like making everyone aware of like, oh, that's kind of dangerous, it was like, oh, well, it's now competitive. Like, this girl's got 900. Like, I want to have 900.
Yeah. I got to go to a new summer camp this summer, make more friends.
Yeah. But I wasn't allowed on it, but I do remember that. And when I see people posting like their like 10-year, 12-year, whatever, like flashbacks, it's very much like inside jokes that don't make sense.
100%.
I love my best friend so much.
100%.
Weird flirting with like the 6th grade boyfriend they had. And then I remember like being at sleepovers and girls like being in the corner on an iPad, like messaging Facebook Messenger with like a guy having the most ridiculous, like stupid conversation that was
At a
like
sleepover.
Yeah.
And I'm in the corner on the iPad.
Still one of my favorite pastimes to this day. I found my passion early. But yeah, it sounds like pretty similar of like the use cases that we had. It's just interesting. I think what's particularly like poignant to me about your explanation is like you at an age that is so much more like aware of the world around you. You're a young adult entering college, are like experiencing this extreme like technological advancement that will change your life forever. Whereas for us, we were so young that I don't think we never got to really live in a world without it. You know what I mean? So the creation of these things was really like, it felt, there's almost, I think, sort of an entitlement that I feel when I hear you talk about it, where it's like, my God, like what you're describing as like so new and whatever, I just felt entitled to that experience because I only ever had that experience or that access. And it's really weird to imagine. What I could imagine is like just this stark, it's like what I hear people say when like you go into an airport and you guys are talking about like, yeah, pre 9/11, there wasn't security and you could walk up to the gate. I'm like, I cannot imagine the prospect of going to college without a Facebook where I like a Facebook or an Instagram or whatever, where I can literally be 7 layers people deep in who I'm going to be going to the school with. I knew the hierarchy of this school before I stepped foot on my first day of college. And like, I am really fascinated by what your experience was of like going from like one world into a completely new one. Did it feel gradual? Did it feel abrupt? Like, what do you remember about it?
Yeah, the image that is coming to my mind, I don't think I'm going to answer this question well, so stick with me here. But there was a girl in my hall. Her name was Meredith. I cannot remember what her last name is right now, and it's like it's evading me. And I wish it was top of my
Maybe it's best
dome.
Depending on the story that you don't. But
no, but I remember her Facebook picture with like the vividness of like not a lot else. She like, it was like her high school picture. She's in like a little tank top. There was a lot of midriff, a low waisted pant. And it was just like such a good picture. And I just like, I guess that is probably an interesting thing to say out loud, which is like, I don't know how much I remember. We lived on the same dorm. We didn't rush the same sorority, but we like knew each other throughout all of college. And I'm like many years removed from college, all things considered. However, if you were to like gun to my head, ask me the thing that I'm sort of recalling most about her, it's her damn fucking Facebook picture. Like it is the photo. It's the marketing, right? Like it's how she presented herself in that setting. Do I like remember like specific stories? Like I have a handful. Like we played Edward 40 Hands. Have you ever played Edward 40 Hands?
You tape a 40 to your hand.
You tape 2 40s to your hands.
You can't unattach until you finished it.
Yeah, you have to finish the 40 before you're allowed to take the 40 off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had 2.
They did something similar. I'm sure you've done it like Fifth and a Friend or fifth and whatever, like
No.
you're handcuffed to another human being and you both have to finish a fifth of vodka.
Holy fuck.
And you know, that was happening to my girlfriends in junior year of high school with senior boys. Yeah. It was like a big to do. We got invited to like fifth and a friend.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, you're like physically shackled to this person until you are too inebriated to like have your wits about you to make any choice. You're physically shackled to this person.
That's fucking crazy. Yeah. That's fucking wild.
But
okay.
Back to the point.
So yeah, I guess I'm trying to think about when I showed up to high school, for example, there was no Facebook. And you simply like got to know who people were because you like got to know them. You like saw them places, you passed them in the hall, you were doing extracurriculars with them, or people were talking about them.
Yeah. Word of mouth, truly.
Word of mouth, truly. And you did not have any way to really like fact check people or like double check people or like go see what they were up to or see who they're friends with or see what they like to do or how they like to talk about themselves or how active they are on the internet. Like there was no layer of that whatsoever. But it sounds even now like so like Laura Ingalls Wilder. It sounds like I'm describing like Little House on the Prairie, you know, like
it does.
It's because it's so a part of everyday life.
I feel like one of the things I did like about both my real Survivor experience and then the Survivor experiences I had before I played Real Survivor, which I'll maybe talk about. We might have a bit about that. But,
yeah.
Was that I got to meet people and spend time with them for the first time in my conscious memory without really having either a direct link to their social media and how they express themselves online or like a really tangential like, okay, you're friends with this person, so I can literally in my mind's eye know what your Instagram account looks like and like I can see your Instagram account when I look at you. Like,
well, can I also say like the thing about like I can see your Instagram account when I look at you is that like low-key everyone's Instagram accounts kind of look the fucking same. Do you know what I mean? Like there's maybe a handful of archetypes that people are playing in, but like there's not a lot of originality on God's internet anymore.
No, there's not. I think there's a whole think piece to be done on this though, because I do think that like, yeah, because then even the original ones are then following like what an original Instagram account looks like or what the like swinging and taking risks of authenticity on social media looks like is its own like archetypal thing. But in general, I think some of my most precious thought experiences and like actual feelings of like, whoa, this is like a new life experience were from meeting these people and actually like, I'm not saying that people's social medias inform in a meaningful way, like how I really feel about my friends or this and that and the other, but like meeting people with like no element of, let me look at how you choose to engage with others online, how you choose to post yourself, how often, how frequently, how like much you're engaged with, like that has literally nothing to do with the time I am spending with you and who you are. And it is so because then when you actually get the back end to experience what they are like online, it's like it's a wild experience. It's like it's just very new to me.
Well, I'll say also just, you know, to experience meeting people in an environment where you also don't have a phone in general.
Yeah.
Where you are like intentionally in an experience and not there is no intermediation with the internet whatsoever is also a very like it's an interesting way of operating. Like it's
impossible.
What?
It's like impossible
now, like in modern society. Yes. Mm-hmm. I think it's really hard. Okay, wait. This has come up because a couple people in our lives are getting them, but like, would you ever get a brick phone? Like, would you ever get the little device that you attach to your phone that basically like takes all of the applications that are giving you all this access, would you ever just sort of say, maybe I don't need all that information?
I don't think I would, and here's
Tell me
why.
To be fair, Teeny also once told me that he could never live in New York City because he doesn't like riding the subway. And I said, why don't you like riding the subway? And he said, the cell phone service down there is bad.
Okay. There's a lot more to that thought. But yes, because when I'm in transit, something I like about driving itself is that I'm not on my phone because I am fully focused on the road and I am able to like really be present in that experience. But when I'm in transit and I'm not like distracted by this like activity I'm doing, which is driving a vehicle, and I'm just kind of like stagnantly sitting on a thing, I'm like, I want to go on my phone sometimes. And yes, I could bring a book, but like sometimes I'm traveling with nothing else, so I'm not going to bring a book. But regardless, would I not break my phone? I don't think so. And it's not because I think I have like the ability to balance. Do I think I have the ability to like balance or moderate social media? Yes, because I think, let me rephrase. I wouldn't brick my phone because I actually don't think that I operate best in moderation. I like with drinking, like I had to quit to be able to like have any, like I don't have any relationship with drinking anymore. I don't know that I want a relationship with social media that is like in moderation. I don't know. Is that stupid? Like I also feel like if I wanted to go on a vacation, for example, like with you and not be on my phone, like I just wouldn't be on my phone. I don't know why I need the brick to do that. Like I don't think I need the brick to make the choice I want to make. But am I being naive? And so I don't know. What do you think?
I'll say this. So I am a famous quitter. I quit smoking. I was half a pack to a pack a day smoker until I was 25. I had to quit vaping at some point. I have been sober 2 years. So thanks, baby. Famous quitter. And we had our phones taken from us when we played Survivor. And you have your phone taken from you in Los Angeles before you fly out. And then you get on an airplane and you fly without your phone. And then you spend 5 days in pregame without a phone. And then, you know, depending on how long you're out in the islands, when you leave and you come back to the hotel, you also don't have your phone, and you do not get it back until you are at the Fiji airport on the way home. And that had been the longest since I was a child that I had spent off the internet, no phone, no access to the rest of the world. And you know, of the things I've quit, the easiest quit by far. And sure, I was like distracted because I was like about to go play Survivor, but it did not have the same psychological, sort of physiological, biological reaction that I think I had previously had. And I found myself like almost without even trying, like very much back to being a person who did not have the internet and did not have a phone. Like it brought me back to being because you had 11, no choice. You know? But like more than that, like it brought me back to being 11 and being like, okay, I guess we're going to all watch a movie.
Yeah.
You know? Or like I like read more books. Yeah. We played a lot of cards. I like went to bed earlier because like what the fuck else were we going to do? Like just like a bunch of things that don't happen the way they happen. Like when I walked somewhere, I just like walked from that place to that other place. Like I wasn't on my phone while walking from place to place. Those things, I try to do it now. So I do, and maybe like you could test it out, but I do, specifically when I go get a pedicure, go phone free. Mm-hmm. So I leave my phone at home. I walk it's not very far, to the salon. I go get a pedicure. I read a book, and then I come home and I'm back on my phone. And I'll run errands occasionally in my neighborhood, phone free, and I love it. it's nice.
As you're talking, I'm realizing that like maybe my attitude about all of this is like quite sinister, because I think that when you're explaining this, I'm like,
wait, in which way?
no, I think that like you're absolutely right. Like I agree with you. There's like a youthfulness, a presentness that comes back without my phone. And every time that I've gone and done one of these experiences, I do feel like my most free and like childlike self.
Damn.
And I just sort of, I think, resigned myself to accepting that like these experiences are sort of the only way that I'm going to have those. So while I'm in them, I will enjoy it for what it is. And then when I'm outside of them, no, I'm going to have my phone, and I'm going to like, that's like, I'm going to exist with my phone. And I don't think that I like ever put myself, I sort of like outsourced the challenge onto like these projects of like a Survivor production crew being, whether it's amateur or not, to instill these rules in me. And when they do, I'm stoked about it, and I'm happy, and I'm excited, and I don't like miss my phone particularly. Kind of. Yeah. 25 days is a long time.
I mean, honestly, also like it is fucking there are parts of being out there that fucking drag. Like being on the boat, silent with people, like in between filming, fucking boring.
Yeah, being silent and alone with your thoughts, I'd much prefer to have my phone for that. But
honestly, like no, but it's just more like we're on a boat that's like rocking and you can't even see outside. It's that part, like
that part.
Okay, that part.
I think that like there is more. There's sort of like there's definitely more that I can have autonomy over as far as like getting those moments carved into my everyday life, and not just like succumbing to the fact that like if I want those experiences, I have to put myself in positions that force them to happen. But I guess I struggle to do that openly and candidly. Like I struggle to do that, but I agree with you that there is almost an automatic instant gratification, which like we're trying to get away from like not having a phone, but like there is an automatic reward system of not having your phone for almost literally A to Z any activity. It's true.
Well, I was going to say, so first of all, I just love your openness and willingness to consider things. And
consider, yes. Do, probably not.
Yeah, but like I actually think like consider is the like it's, you know, for your consideration. Like, you know, like I there's nothing in my life I've ever done that I didn't have to consider first. Mm-hmm. And I think somebody else, a lesser man, would literally look at me and be like, I just don't agree with that. You know, like there is a person out there that's just going to disagree for the sake of disagreeing. And just something I really value and love about you is like, you're just like, yeah, I think maybe I would want to think about that. And I, you know, it's interesting that you put it in the context of, is it an LPG or an LRG?
LRG.
I keep calling it the wrong thing. LRGs. And the joy you feel with them. I will also say, as your partner, I find that you make me feel more present.
Same. I think you do too.
Really?
100%. I think I spend the least amount of time on my phone when I'm with you.
Not even just like spending time on my phone, because I think that that's like a version of not being fully present. But I mean present in like a different way. Like I'm not sort of ruminating on the past. I'm not like worried about the next thing necessarily, except when it's like, are we going to get ice cream when we finish filming? But like, I feel like I exist very much in the present with you. I don't even really worry about like, where's this relationship going?
I only think about that in terms of positive,
I know,
exciting future plans.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, I can't wait to do that kind of thing with you. That'll be so fun.
It's true. I feel
it rocks.
I feel those aspects of childlike joy, of like an inner just an inner motivation and desire to get up and do things, and like you know what I mean? Yeah. And like a joy in doing those things. However mundane that they are.
They're so fun.
Yeah, it's the truth. That was a great parallel and very sweet.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, we have a lot that we had planned on getting through. let's talk about, can you please educate me on whatever the fuck is happening with The Bachelorette? Because I feel like I saw nothing about any of this. And then all of a sudden I saw one person post being like, want to watch it, but afraid that it goes against my moral code. And I didn't even double click to investigate. And then Stephanie told me she knew what was happening. And I said, no, you actually suggested, let me not take credit.
And I literally said, so I looked at you today while we were working in a coffee shop. And I said, oh my God, they canceled The Bachelorette.
And I was like, oh my God, I'm so gagged, but I have legitimately zero basis for why, who she is, what's going on, and asked you to explain.
Can I back up one step?
Sure.
How many seasons of The Bachelorette have you watched? Or Bachelor?
I got not super, that's like, knowing how super into things I get, I was not that level about this at all. But
I was moderately into.
I was moderately there for Hannah Brown.
Fuck yeah.
To God.
Have you ever watched Rachel Lindsay's season?
Is she who's that?
First Black Bachelorette.
Oh yes, because
famously cries her whole eyelash off during a breakup.
Was that before or after Hannah Brown?
That was before.
Okay, then no. I start pretty.
We actually might need to go watch Rachel Lindsay's season of The Bachelorette because I think it is truly like it's top tier television in my opinion. I love Rachel Lindsay.
I'm open to it.
She's fantastic.
I was there for Hannah Brown, then Pilot Pete, then which was crazy. I remember that one. Then Matt James or whatever.
Okay.
And then there was a girl in there. There was a girl. I don't know who she was, but I was there.
Sure.
And that's about it. It was sort of like 2020 or 2019 to like 2022.
Okay. So Bachelorette is a struggling reality TV franchise at this point. It is having a hard time finding its footing. It doesn't really have, seemingly, I don't have its ratings in front of me, but these are my strong surmises. Okay. Simultaneously, what do you know about Mom Talk?
All I can understand is that it's moms who make TikToks.
That's right.
But
That's
is that it?
Okay. So Mom Talk is a group of like hot Utah Mormon girlies that were all best friends. And they started making TikToks during COVID. And they referred to themselves as Mom Talk.
So it is a distinct group of women.
That's
it is
right.
not. It is not
right.
like my mom makes a video and hashtags it Mom Talk, and now she's a part of Mom Talk. It is
absolutely not.
Gotcha.
No. Steph is not in this.
Okay.
So, Mom Talk has a like bombshell scandal when it turns out that the Mom Talk girls and guys, like their husbands, are in fact swingers.
Okay. So is it Dad Talk? No, I heard about a thing called Dad Talk.
I don't think it's Dad Talk.
Okay.
Candidly, I don't know. And so what happens is like
the women in this group, Mom Talk, are swinging with their husbands and each other.
With each other, yes. Okay. And it like becomes a scandal for the viewers and the folks that are sort of like watching Mom Talk, because it used to just be these girlies like literally doing TikTok dances.
Okay.
And then it turns out and like being wholesome, and now it turns out they're all swinging and fucking each other's husbands.
Makes it so much better for my
one of them, I believe, also is like actually like there's a swinging aspect, but then it turns out I think that like one of them was having an affair that went beyond the swinging with somebody else.
So now I'm in.
Okay.
Now I'm interested.
So Hulu picks up the cameras and they're like, we're going to take Mom Talk and we're going to make it a reality TV show. And they call it The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
So that seriously is the origin?
That is
Mom Talk came before?
Mom Talk, yes. And in the trailer for Secret Lives of Mom Talk, Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, the famous line is Mom Talk going to survive this? Okay. You're all caught up now. Taylor Frankie Paul, somehow a woman of 3 men's names.
Hey,
is
unisex.
hey.
No binary. Okay.
Fuck, marry, kill. Taylor, Frankie and Paul.
Somehow they're like literally all Big Brother 16 players.
Okay, so Taylor, Frankie, Paul is now, she's been on this show. I believe she was married to a man for a while. They broke up.
And she's on Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
Yes.
Okay.
She had domestic violence charges against her in 2022 or 2023.
Okay.
I don't think I need to say allegedly because the fact that there were charges is a fact.
Okay.
I believe she also has at least a child, if not two. Sound good? Am I boring
Sounds
you?
awesome.
You're yawning.
I'm
I
not
boring you?
yawning.
We're just tired.
No, I'm sitting here being like, wait, so she beat the fuck out of a man? Didn't they put Colton Underwood on the traitors? And he I'm actually sitting
Allegedly.
here like waiting for the part that
Colton
like gets
Underwood.
her.
Colton Underwood on the traitors.
I'm just waiting for the part that makes this woman
Okay, so they make her the Bachelorette.
right.
They film the entire season.
Got it.
It's in the can. They air a trailer for it during the Oscars, I believe.
Okay.
She's on the red carpet
Okay.
where she had like
I have
just
chills already waiting for
she
the
had
call.
like a whatever a negative amount of Riz is. Like watching her read from a teleprompter is like.
Wait, was she interviewing?
She was like doing a light host. You know, it was like when we come back.
Okay.
And then in the season is supposed to air on Sunday, March 22nd.
Okay.
I have been tapped out on Bachelorette, but I was like noodling on coming back.
Okay.
Because I was like, I kind of want to see this train wreck, whatever.
Okay.
She, I believe, also like a lot of things had come to tea light where she had allegedly fucked her ex-husband, the same one she beat, the night before leaving to film The Bachelorette. Like that had hit the news already. Okay.
Before the Oscars.
Before the Oscars. So all of this goes down. And then today, the video that was submitted to evidence of her beating her husband, I think, allegedly. But the video hits the internet, hits TMZ.
There's a video of her beating the ever-loving shit out of him?
Yeah, we're going to have to
Is
watch it.
she beating the
We're gonna
ever-loving
watch it.
shit out of him?
Yeah, we're going to watch it when we go get ice cream.
Like she's what? Like she's like fucking climbing on him, punching him like...
I have not watched it because...
What? You told me you knew all
Sweetheart,
this.
you know that I had a very busy work day.
I know. Okay.
And ABC pulled the plug on the show. So today we're filming on the We're filming on the 19th. It was supposed to air on the 22nd.
Oh my God.
And they have canceled the entire season.
Godspeed to like the fourth place guy who was about to get 250,000 Instagram followers and now has to wait and hope and pray that he becomes the next Bachelor.
No, like
Godspeed
to the producers.
Yeah, that's
the people who just fucking worked and made this. Like I feel so bad for like the PAs and the production team and the fucking lighting guy and the camera guy.
But I don't get how these things are not being caught until 5 days before the season comes out. Like,
well, I think she also was. I saw the trailer, which we should watch too. But I think she was also an extremely spicy Bachelorette. Like very bossy, very mean, very nasty to these guys. Which we love.
I know I was gonna say, like, I don't wanna I'm not siding with the abuser, but like,
no, of course
I wanna watch that.
I know.
Damn it, girl. But I'm also but what I'm curious about is like, if she had domestic violence charges, why was she ever cast in that spot in the first place? Like, where was the research? Where was the
well, I mean, not only she's already been on TV.
Yeah.
Like she was on TV the whole time.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
Like
That's complicated.
That's the other thing is like all that happened while she was on television.
It's just
It was in 2023.
when these things happen, it is always so bewildering because this is a thing that happens like on Big Brother. It's like they post the cast and then people are like, oh, well, this guy has a incredibly problematic and racist background and like blah, 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 blah. And all of a sudden they're swapped out with a new guy. Happened on Big Brother Canada constantly. And I'm just like, where is the intern whose entire job is to do this?
So I would argue it probably shouldn't be an intern.
No, but I'm like, if it's not, if the other people are too busy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay. My thoughts are I'm actually so very sad I don't get to watch it. I am very anti-domestic violence.
Prove
I
it.
am pro opposite of a punch is a kiss. I am very pro vetting contestants so that we don't have entire seasons of reality TV thrown in the trash because these men now, they thought they had it made. They thought I'm mourning
really
their 15 minutes.
With you immediately identifying with and being on the side of these poor men not getting their followers. Like coming off the heels of our internet conversation, honey.
Let's genuinely be so real about it.
I know.
Is one of them, probably more, crashing out about not just the followers, but the opportunity. Like Tyler Cameron's whole life changed. Tyler Cameron, you could do a whole butterfly effect. Now he met his wife or fiance or whatever they are because she worked on a production thing that he was starring in. Like, it changes your life. We've discussed this. Like, reality TV changes your life, and
clearly changed our lives.
Exactly. And
although you did tell me recently that if you had not been on 47, you think you still would have slid in my DMs, and you think it still would have worked.
I do. I do. Yeah, I do. I think. Well, like I said to you, you are so kind and like generous in how you engage with people who reply to you, and you've developed like really cute sort of online friendships with some of these people who like love the show.
Almost exclusively only the gay ones, but yeah.
Right. Well, case in point.
Hi, hello.
I think I had enough. I think I had an Instagram account that you would like.
Your marketing was good.
My marketing, I think, was maybe on par for me to have gotten a reply from you at least once. And like I said about getting on Survivor, all I needed was a call. Once my foot was in the door, I think I would have been able to like build a bridge and maybe walked over it.
Oh, damn.
I think so. Not to be
he used to work in sales.
Not to be arrogant or something like that. We also wanted to talk about the Oscars.
Okay, wait. So can we close out on this? Anyways, it's a bummer. It's over. We are gonna wrap up today with one more pop culture comment.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about the Oscars and not necessarily about the movies. Begonia snubbed. That's my opinion.
I know you do. He was a big Begonia boy.
Okay, I love Begonia, and if you watched it, awesome. Participate in this part, or like listen up if you didn't. Like, honestly, spoiler alert, major.
This is a major spoiler for Begonia. Please, if you do not want to be spoiled on Begonia, you should press pause.
I watched it, and what I loved about it is that the entire time I sort of toggled back and forth. Is she really an alien? Is she not? Like, up until, for me, my experience was like, up until she was fucking launching into space, I did not know for sure. And I love a movie like that where there's a twist that makes going back and watching it a second time so different. And I asked Stephanie, like, right after.
I was pretty confident she was an alien pretty early on. I felt really
I was like, so when did you think she was an alien? And she was like, oh, when they did
when they electrocuted her.
You were like, from that point on, I knew for a fact.
Like, no human was surviving that kind of electrocution.
But that's such a tactical, like, I don't think that's what the writers of the movie wanted us to deduce automatically. You know what I mean?
Like, you're really thinking about it like, no human is surviving that kind of electrocution. I don't know.
I wasn't really thinking about it, I guess. I believed her.
So in some cases you don't believe I'm in, like, how far away is CVS? And in some cases you do believe I'm in, like, she's definitely not an alien.
Okay. More on, though, some of the think pieces and the discourse and the fucking variety piece and the New York Magazine piece about two gentlemen in particular, Timothée Chalamet and Jake Shane. What's your thoughts on the, like, Timothée Chalamet fatigue that's happening?
So celebrity fatigue is normally something we really only save for our girls. And I am thrilled to see us having celebrity fatigue for somebody that is not a woman.
I think it's interesting because I've seen conversation surrounding certain, like, male celebrity fatigue. Like, I remember when Harry Styles did his, like, run of shows for, I think, Harry's house at MSG, and there was just and then right around that time, like, Don't Worry Darling was, like, about to come out, and Olivia Wilde and, like, all this stuff.
Did he get spat on?
Right. Exactly. Like, right in that period of time where I feel like I was experiencing, and I love the guy and I love One Direction. I've been a fan forever. Like, I was experiencing that fatigue, but it wasn't as, like, heavily covered or like if this feels like a touchstone, like, this feels like actually, like, a lesson, maybe like a Hollywood lesson being learned right now.
For Timmy?
Yeah, I don't know.
Can we give some background for folks who might not be super tapped in? So, like, Timothée Chalamet, nominated for an Oscar, went into awards season kind of the favorite, won the Globe. And over the course of award season, people seemed to, like, in real time, turn on him piece by piece by piece.
Yeah.
It ends with this, like, bizarro media hit job where Timothée Chalamet is talking shit about ballet and opera, and it, like, goes hella viral for him being like, yeah, like, those aren't, like, medias that people are, like, doing a lot of going to see. And everyone's like, fuck you said about the ballet? Like, I'm gonna fucking, my mom does ballet. Like, people really get up in arms. And then he loses the Oscar. And of course, the ballots have been in for probably some time by the time that really, the hit job really is fully complete. But he loses the Oscar. And this is coming on the heels of, like, 2 years of Timothée Chalamet being kind of pushed on us between Dune, both of them, the Bob Dylan pick from last year that was just absolutely god awful.
Really? You thought I didn't see it?
Oh yeah, I think I didn't finish it.
I, like, really haven't seen a lot of his work, so I don't really.
Have you seen Wonka?
Nope.
Me neither.
I haven't seen Wonka.
Have you seen Call Me by Your Name?
Parts of it, not
like
the
on
full thing.
TikTok? Or,
no,
like, parts of it?
I'm like, I saw the peach scene. Okay,
I'm about to be like, you literally just were like, I watched for the gay stuff.
No, gay men fucking does literally nothing for me.
Okay, you loved Heated Rivalry.
I wasn't turned on by the gay men fucking. I liked Shane.
Yeah, but you were like, you, like, thought the gay men fucking was, like, fun to watch.
Yeah, but you know it's different. You know that there's, like, girls who are, like, flicking their bean and, like, going crazy.
No,
and,
literally, we answered a question from a caller.
Yeah,
like, who was like, my friend was masturbating flicking her bean to the Heated Rivalry books.
You know that it's not the same for me.
I feel like the getting back to Call Me by Your Name, you have just watched the.
I've seen the famous monologue that Timmy does.
Okay.
I've seen the beginning of the movie. I never finished it. Like, I honestly have really seen almost nothing he's done. Like, actually, so I'm not going to comment on him as an actor, but as, like, a presence.
You are, like, kind of a hater.
It's not even like I'm not charmed. So I don't really, for me, I feel like it comes across as a hater because when I really like a male movie star or a male pop star, like, I feel like outspoken about it.
You are.
And therefore, like,
indifference.
Yeah, indifference.
It's cold.
My indifference and, like, kind of, like, real, like, just just like it doesn't work on me. I don't think he's that handsome. I don't think he's like.
So the one thing about Timothée Chalamet that I will mention here is that he, having grown up in New York City, he really do be feeling like and he went to LaGuardia High School. Like he feels like a New York white boy who's like walking around in jeans too big and like thinks he's really cool, and his face like does look like a ferret with a goatee, you know?
Yeah. But again, like, it's like, you know that I like see that and respect it and love it on a lot of people.
But for him, he just doesn't do it for you.
Work on me. And again, I can't really put my finger on why, but I think what's interesting to me is I thought his approach of like, I'm striving for greatness and I'm in the pursuit of greatness, like maybe that was the most charming thing he ever did in my eyes, because I was like,
I loved when he said that.
Yeah, I was like, this is actually kind of really
that was in
interesting.
his Golden Globes acceptance speech, right?
I think it was something from the I think it was
from the campaign.
No, I think this was from a win that he got from Bob Dylan movie. Like I think this was while he was filming Marty Supreme.
The Bob Dylan movie was so bad. I like really can't emphasize.
But I thought it was really interesting, and I thought it was really taking the reins of whatever the campaign process is. Again, I'm really kind of new to like even the Oscars or anything like movies in general.
I know. You looked at me on Sunday night and you said, "Is it this long?" When is it over?
I'm not a movie person. Like movies, I've not seen movies. Like I really am a green in movies. But I thought that it seemed like a really interesting approach. Like to be honest, when I watched Survivor 49 and I heard Savannah directly reference like wanting to go on Survivor 50 at a tribal council, it reminded me of Timothée Chalamet, like being like, I want greatness and I want the awards and I want the recognition. And I was like, that is like, talk about narrative control. Like you're grabbing the bull by the horns, and like maybe you're writing the story and you're creating the line for them to write the story on. And so I'm just really surprised by like the failure of that attempt and the like complete counteract of that attempt by the industry. And I'm also interested in like the industry in general. Like I feel like I keep reading like the industry doesn't want him to win, the industry this and that, like the Academy doesn't want him to win. But I'm like, it's interesting. I'm like curious how he feels being somebody who is so famous, so like is so acclaimed, is definitely like a actor who directors desire to be a part of their films. Like to feel like successful in that way, but like rejected by the industry or the Academy. I could only look at any of this from my very small microcosm of having been involved in a production, where it feels like the industry of Survivor is production who controls your being on the show. And I guess like that is all the success you can win. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm like really rambling here, but it's wild to me that there's such a bridge between like what people deem the industry and the decision makers on like who wins the awards versus like the people who are like putting you in these roles and like being squarely in the middle of that and having like one like you and one not like you is really of curiosity to me.
Well, I think it is, hey, we know that if we put him in a movie, people will come buy tickets.
It's right? Profit. I wasn't thinking about profit.
I know if I put him in the movie, people will come buy tickets. And that doesn't mean that I think he's the best performer. And it's, you know, Michael B. Jordan. Also, like candidly, like Michael B. Jordan, like rocks in Sinners. That movie rocks, and it also really rests on his shoulders. He is a really like a tour de force in it, and he's doing Lindsay Lohan double duty. Like
Parent Trap.
Parent Trap. So I think that's part of it too. To me, is like he's just he's a money, you know. Timmy's a money maker, but maybe not an awards earner, and he might have just also had a year where he was against really, really excellent talent. The piece, though, that is interesting is the public reaction to it.
Yeah.
Which is
It's
very
the story.
much, which is like, I don't like him, you know?
Yeah.
And we usually reserve that shit for women.
You are right. You are right. Yeah.
You know, like that's usually how we treat the girlies.
You're right.
Men and women dominated
I guess
fields.
the headline of the Oscars is men are being canceled because now also folks want to talk about Jake Shane on the red carpet not being a good interviewer, which like I stand with Jake Shane. He's not. Did
you just say I stand with Jake Shane? He's not.
Yes.
Okay.
Both things can be true. Like I think the solution is just like, okay, maybe this isn't the job for him, but he did it. He didn't do particularly well at it, but it's fucking hilarious nonetheless. And I watch what he's saying and I'm literally like, no, because like I would have said that exact thing. I would have done
Okay,
exact
can we
thing.
stop? For the listeners, Jake Shane is an influencer, like TikTok.
Hi, Stephanie's friends.
TikTok star. There are people out here who also just like are not paying attention to Jake Shane. He's like
God, I wish I was you.
No, I basically don't know who he is. I like feel embarrassed that I know what Therapist is. Like,
I think that's like really crossed the threshold into like common knowledge. Maybe
yeah,
I'm so fucking sick in the head. I don't know.
But I also find it really dark that I personally know it. Like, I don't want to know that.
Super on par with your, as Laura calls it, media diet. That you would know what that is.
I know. I just don't. I would prefer to be getting less of that in my diet. Anyways. Therapist is his show where he pretends to be a therapist, and Jake Shane, who is a TikToker, and Jake Shane was on the red carpet and interviewing people and just absolutely bungles it. And we kind of stan. I don't think I stan, actually. Earnestly, I think
kind of
we should hold a higher bar on people's job interviews,
Yeah.
and we should maybe assess whether or not they're qualified for the job before we give it to them.
I agree with that, but I think the most base takes that I'm seeing are, yeah, he didn't do that good of a job. Yeah, what you just said is true. We should not have given him the job in the first place. Yeah, maybe he should have prepared more for the job. But do we need to be putting resources into like clobbering him online over it and writing a variety
those
article?
Aren't resources. That's like barely it.
Resources was the wrong word, and I knew it as I said it. But I've seen pieces like he's a sensitive guy. If anyone knows anything about him, he is sensitive.
Oh my God.
And we don't need to be. As someone who would probably have pitched the story if I worked at Variety about this exact thing, I'm still going to criticize it, and that's why we are not La Costra's. We are not. Tina Fey is not telling us our opinions are expensive because we are not at that level yet.
I will say Mary Beth Barone, like on the flip side at the Golden Globes, is a cultural highlight of the entire year, in my opinion. She does truly whatever the opposite of that is, which is she came wildly prepared. She looked like a fucking supermodel while she was doing it. And she was so adept and gifted and made it really look like art while she was doing it. Like it was really remarkable. And so to think about that kind of a performance versus getting up there and asking if the kid in If I Had Legs, I Would Kick You was annoying. It's really, again, believe women.
I do. I do.
Okay.
But I relate to some of the floundering in the face of pure celebrity and like contextually, I think his inexperience in a role like that is like a little bit questionable because he is a good interviewer to really, really, really A-list talented artists, musicians, actors. I think it's the first time he's been taken out of his environment, and we live and we learn.
You know, we come back to the conversation we had at the top of this, which is like the difference of somebody's sort of internet self and their real self. and the ways that we use the internet to like mediate, market, sort of curate our interpersonal styles. And then, I mean, all of us have had the experience, or at least I have had the experience of seeing somebody in real life or meeting somebody in real life who is from the internet, and you being like, oh, you're so fucking boring. Like somebody I think is going to be cool or interesting, or like I have.
Are you saying that about Jake Shane?
No, I honestly, I don't know enough about Jake Shane to really have an opinion about his ass. But the point I'm making is like, you take him out of his little TikTok studio and he's not as effective.
Yeah. Yeah. You recontextualize the person and you see sort of like the anatomy of like what is them and what is their online self, and like what are like, I feel like for Jake Shane specifically, it's like the online self and the real self are so abridged, but can exist in such like we're talking about like a specific like fucking test tube of an environment.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Where I have a very specific person in front of me and I have my list of questions and
I have my like friends behind the camera.
Exactly. And I've prepped for this really excessively for this one conversation versus having to be prepped for 10 or 20.
100%. And I think that I just don't think there's a moral failing in that.
No, but I'm not talking about a moral failing. But there's also like
professionalism.
I just think it's like, it's a very public job. You should probably be doing a better one, you know? And also believe women and let men fail. Like, let's let them fail a little bit. I like that for them.
You should be interviewing on the red carpet.
I would love interviewing on the red carpet.
You'd be so good.
Are you joking me?
You'd be so good. You know, you would be Mary Beth Barone and I would be Jake Shane.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
It depends. Truly.
You are a fantastic interviewer, sweetheart.
It depends, truly.
Okay.
We'll see. Yeah.
Okay. I want to go get ice cream.
Okay. I feel like this was an intellectual and potentially controversial conversation that, depending on how much this blows up, might come back to bite us.
What do you mean?
I'm just like, it feels sort of cathartic in a sense too. We talked a lot about like people in the media who I think people who exist in the world feel very strongly about.
Okay.
See, that's what I love about her. Like, I do. I
like, who cares? Like, first of all, like, who cares what I have to say? And second of all, like, I stand on most of the things I said.
I do too, because most of the things I said sort of walked a really fine line.
You know, I love to walk a fine line, but like, I don't know. I feel fine about the things I said. Also,
no,
like,
same. I only bring that up because
I'm not punching down here. Anybody we're talking about is more famous and more interesting and richer than I. Not more interesting. Let me be clear. Anybody who we're talking about is more famous than us and richer probably than us, and so I'm not punching down.
Not at all. I think I say that mostly just because I don't know why I say it. I think maybe there's some introspection to be done there about why I'm even thinking about that, which maybe we can get into at a later time.
Okay, baby. Hey, can I have a kiss?
Okay, guys, thank you for listening.
Did you just blush?
Did I?
Yeah. That's
Thank you for
cute.
listening, everybody.
All right. We love you guys. Thank you. Have a great week.
Have a great week. See you next Tuesday.